Welcome to our class of Stretch, Strengthen, and Balance. So just wanting to give people who may not have been to this class before the heads up that this is for nervous system resilience and also brain, to optimize brain health. So the kind of practice we do, yes, it stretches our body, yes, it helps to lubricate our joints, yes, it keeps us more active, and it also supports brain function and nervous system function. So all the practices that we do in this class support those things as well. Also, this is your practice. So if I'm doing something that doesn't feel right for you, don't do it. And then talk to me about it later. But don't create pain in your body. We want to create maybe feeling something a little bit more than we normally do, but we certainly don't want to create pain. Okay, so we begin with our feet on the floor in our seated mountain. And our feet on the floor become the foundation that supports us to sit upright. So if we push into our feet just a little bit, we can become a little bit taller. And in the seated mountain, we're working towards our shoulders over our hips and our ears over our shoulders. So we're wanting to lengthen up from the waist, and we have this string on the crown of our head, and it supports us, it lifts us up even taller. So the idea is to grow longer and taller, not straighter, because we want to try to keep those curves in our spine. Now, if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. If not, you can just cast your gaze down towards the floor. And we're going to begin by, first of all, let's just take a deep breath in and out. And just allow the body to settle. And then start to focus your attention on your breathing. So noticing where your breath is today. Are you breathing into your chest? Are you feeling that breath kind of stuck? Or are you able to bring it down a little bit lower and expand the ribs? So just checking with your body how the breath is coming in. And then we can just focus on the breath at the point of the nostrils, so we can feel that cooler air coming in through the nostrils and the warmer air going out. So just noticing how the breath feels as we breathe in and out. Just taking a moment or two just to focus on that sense of breathing in and breathing out. And you might notice as you continue that the breathing will naturally start to slow down, especially for those of us that have been doing this practice for a while. The breath starts to slow down. And it's that slowing down of the breath that starts to calm the nervous system. And we can take this into a more conscious practice by breathing into the count of 4 and then extending the exhalation a bit longer to the count of 6. So we might inhale, and I'm going to let you count your own count to 4 and your own count to 6. But we might inhale to the count of 4. And then exhale, slowing the breath down to the count of 6. And let's do that 3 more times. So that inhale to the count of 4. And the exhale to the count of 6. Beautiful. 2 more times. Inhaling to the count of 4. And then exhaling to the count of 6. And last time, inhaling to the count of 4. And exhaling to the count of 6. And then at the bottom of that last exhalation, just allow the breathing to come back to its natural rhythm. And just notice any shifts or changes in the way that you're breathing. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to begin by opening our eyes and coming back to the space if you haven't already opened your eyes. And then just taking a moment to orient yourself to where you're at. Just looking around the room, looking at the people that are here, looking at what there is to look at. Ooh, bright lights. Beautiful. Now we're going to start with our arms at the side. And we're just going to take a breath in as we inhale the arms up, hands up and coming together. And then we're going to exhale and bring them back out. Okay? And then inhaling up. And exhaling back out. Let's do 3 more times. Inhaling up. And exhaling out and down. Inhaling up. And exhaling out and down. And this time when we come up, we're going to exhale down through the center. So we're going to inhale up, bring our hands together. And then exhale, bring the hands down through the center and rest the thumbs on the heart. So pressing into the sternum. Close your eyes here, take a breath in and out, and just notice the sensations. We've just started to waken the body. Just notice how that feels in the body, that little bit of movement. Beautiful. Okay, all right, let's start with our feet. We're going to move through the joints, through all the joints in the body to warm them up. And this movement brings more blood flow into the area and it increases synovial fluid in the joints. So that helps achiness when we have more fluid going to the joints. So we turn in one direction first. And then we turn in the other direction. Beautiful. No creaking and cracking this morning. That's amazing. And then we rest those feet down. Let's actually point the toes and press the heels away. So pointing the toes and pressing the heels away. And pointing and pressing. Nice. And pressing. And pointing. See if you can stretch your toes nice and wide. If you have bare feet, you have more space to do that. That might move in your socks too. Couple more. And then let's rest the feet down. Just pause for a moment. Notice the sensations in the ankles and the legs. I can feel it all the way up to my knees. So we've really increased the energy and blood flow into the lower part of our legs and our feet and ankles. Okay, so if we scoot forward a little bit, we can, let's do the knee, let's do the hip thing. I was going to do the knee thing first, but let's do the hip and we'll go back to the knees after. So we're just going to take the knee and circle that knee around so we get some movement into that hip joint. We go in one direction and then we change and go in the other direction. Oh, that feels good. A couple more times. Okay, and then we're going to rest the foot down. Pause for a moment. Notice the sensation in that, whatever hip that we just worked. I just worked my left one. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're getting into the hip joint. And then one more this direction, and then we're going to turn and go in the other direction. these circles can be as big or as small as feels right for your hip. They don't have to be big circles. Let's do a couple more. All right, and then we're going to pause. Let's scoot back a bit and pause for a moment. Just notice the sensations in the hips. Take a breath in and out, close your eyes. That closing our eyes and pausing in between the movements that we're doing supports us to go inside and check in to see how the body is doing. So we pause and we notice. Beautiful. Okay, now let's do our knee thing. Should have done it first, but that's okay. We're doing it. So just moving into that knee. And you can see we're moving up the body. So we're started at our feet and we're moving up to our knees and our hips, and then we're going to bring our pelvis and our waist into this movement. Okay, let's do a couple more. Okay, and then we're going to rest that leg down. Woo. And just pause and notice how that feels. You can all feel it. All right, let's do the other side. It's all about increasing circulation and lubrication to the joints. And we're breathing, remembering to breathe as you move, not holding your breath. Okay, a couple more. All right, and then rest that foot down. Now let's pause again. Close your eyes. Take a breath in and out and just notice the sensation, the energy moving in and around the knees and the upper legs, because we worked our quads in that bit of an exercise as well. Beautiful. Okay, so let's scoot a little bit forward and we're going to do our circle around the pelvis. Right, so we're going to come back and to the side and forward and to the side. So we're wanting to feel those sit bones at the base of our pelvis. And you can be a little bit more loosey-goosey with it if you like. You can bring your chest forward and draw the shoulders back. Yeah, beautiful. Just make it a loose movement if you like. The head can get involved. Let's do one more in this direction. And then pause and turn around in the other direction. Yeah, nice. Even getting the shoulders involved a little bit too here. All right, a couple more times. Beautiful. Okay, let's come to stillness. Pause here for a moment. Close your eyes and just notice the sensations. I feel a little bit lightheaded. I don't know about the rest of you. Take a breath in and out. Okay. All right, hands on the knees. We're going to inhale, draw the hands in and lift the heart. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to tuck the chin and round the back. And inhale back up, lifting the heart. You might even want to look up with your eyes. And then exhale, tuck the chin. Inhale up, and looking up. Remembering that this lifting of the heart is good for the spine, but it's also good for our mood. It can actually support us to feel more uplifted. It can support us to feel a little bit happier, more relaxed. Okay, let's do 2 more. just sitting upright, closing your eyes, taking a moment to notice, noticing the sensations in your body, how that movement, that flexion of the spine back and forth starts to wake up the back, bring more blood flow into the spine, into the muscles and nerves around the spine. Beautiful. Okay, let's bring our hands into this and start to do some circles around our wrists. So we can circle with open palms, or we can do closed fists, and you can just see how that feels different in your wrists and your hands when you do that. And then we're going to go in the other direction. It could be open palm, open-handed. Okay, beautiful. And then we're just going to let those hands rest down for a moment, just noticing the sensations. Then we're going to bring a little bit of stretch into the wrists. So we're going to press the palm away from us and draw the hand, the fingers back a bit. So we're getting a bit of a stretch under here. Beautiful. That's it. And we're taking 3 breaths here. So we're always remembering to breathe, to not hold our breath. And then we're going to drop the hand down. It's always good to support the back of the hand with the thumb and just see if we can stretch the top of the wrist a bit. Nice work. And take 3 breaths here. Beautiful. Let's shake that hand out. Shake it out. And then rest it on your leg. Pause for a moment. Whoa. You can notice that all the way up to my elbow. Wonderful. Okay, the other hand out. And drawing the fingers back. Actually I'm putting pressure on those at the base of my fingers, so that I'm getting that stretch in the wrist. 3 breaths. Wonderful. And then we're going to drop the fingers down, point them down towards the ground, support the hand in the back, and see if we can get a bit of a stretch to the top. 3 breaths here. Okay, let's shake that hand out. Shake it out. And then just rest those hands on the legs. Close your eyes now and just take a moment, take a breath in and out, and take a moment to notice the sensations in the hands and the wrists from the inside out. Wonderful. Okay, let's get our shoulders into this a bit, and bring our elbows, I guess, into it a bit as well when we're just kind of rotating back, and we can relax the arms a bit. Nice. Okay, let's do a couple more in this direction. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. Nice. Couple more. Beautiful. Okay, let's just rest that down. Oh, I heard a creak right over there. Okay. Pause and notice. Beautiful. Okay. Then we're going to bring our head and neck into the movement. So let's start with seeing if we can drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And then come back up and left ear to left shoulder. And back up again to the other side. And up and over. And let's do one more time on each side. Over to the right. And up and over to the left. And up. Beautiful. Okay, pause here for a moment. And then we're going to take our chin over to the right shoulder. And then we're going to come back to center and take it over to the left. And come back to center, over to the right. You can take your eyes back around and look behind you. And then come back to center. And then go to the left and take the eyes back to look back. And once again, come back to center. Let's do one more time on each side, taking the eyes back. And then coming forward and around and taking the eyes back. And then coming back to center. Beautiful. All right. Don't start getting the giggles, you two. You get us all going. Okay. Now, let's see. What haven't we done with the body? I think we've done pretty much everything we can do in terms of the joints and moving the spine and the joints. Yes. Oh, okay, we'll do one of those for sure. Okay, let's start first by bringing our arms nice and wide. Seeing if we can draw those shoulder blades together. And then come back around. And remember which arm is on top. Tuck your head down. And then nice and wide again. And the other arm comes on top as we wrap those arms around us. So we're giving ourselves a nice hug this morning. A nice couple of hugs. What is it, 12 hugs a day? Keep us healthy? So we're starting with 4 or 5 or 6. We're getting half of them done here. Okay, one more time. Nice and wide. And then come back, give yourself a hug. And then come back and release the arms down. I have to clear my throat. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's bring one hand down to the chair beside us, and the other arm is going to come up, and we're going to reach. Now, here's the thing. If you reach and reach up nice and tall, and then have a little bit of a bend in there. We're creating space so we're not crunching anything when we're bending over. And then come back up and release that arm down. And then the other side, we're coming up, lengthening up nice and tall, and then coming over slightly. Beautiful. All right, let's do one more time on each side. So reaching up, nice and tall, and then coming across, nice, and then coming all the way back down, and the other side, reaching up and lifting out, up out of the waist, coming over slightly, and then coming back down. Beautiful. Okay, let's pause here. Hands on the knees, take a couple breaths in and out. We're gonna get up and do some standing postures. And then we'll come back down to our chair. Okay, might be a good time for a water break. That's a good idea, folks. Now, if you need to feel more stable, make sure you're close to the back of your chair so you can hold on if you need to. Okay, so let's just start with our feet in mountain. So our feet are hip width apart, and we'll do our standing mountain first. This is the pose that allows us to feel grounded and supports us to check our posture. So feet are pressed into the floor. You can feel those three corners of the feet, the big base of the big toe, outside edge of the little toe, and the center of the heel. Feel those points pressing down. And what we're working towards in the standing one is our shoulders over the hips, hips over the ankles, and ears over the shoulders. Beautiful. And imagining that string at the crown of the head again, like lengthening us, reaching us nice and tall. Make sure my hair doesn't stick up at the top. Hands are relaxed alongside the body, arms are long. Let's take a couple of breaths here and just notice how it feels to be in this really strong pose, this pose that supports us to feel grounded to the earth. We can even imagine, even though mountains might not have roots, we can imagine roots going down into the earth that help us feel more stable and grounded. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. Nice work, everyone. Okay, let's do some of this movement again, where we're inhaling up and we're exhaling down. Inhaling up. And again. And down. And one last time. Let's come up. And once again, let's bring the hands together at the top. Reach up nice and tall. And then exhale, bring the hands down the center of the heart. Thumbs pressing into the sternum. Take a couple breaths here. And then release the arms down. Beautiful. Okay, let's bring our feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. We're going to just do this lateral movement. Remember, this is just a moving. We're wanting to imagine ourselves in between 2 plates of plexiglass. And so we're just moving from side to side. We're not coming forward and we're not going backward. And our head can move with us. And we can do this movement really slow, or we can do it a little bit faster, whatever you like. We're just moving qi in the body. This is a qigong practice. Just moving qi, energy, supporting the energy to run freely through the body. Beautiful. Okay, let's do a few more. All right, and then when you're ready, slowly come to stillness. And then we're going to start our little bouncing. We're just going to let the shoulders relax and the hands and the knees and maybe even the head will move a little bit. We're going to bounce. And if it's there for you and you feel able to, you can bring your hands above your head and you can shake those hands out. And you can shake those hands to the left and shake the hands to the right and down a bit lower and to the other side. And then if you like, you can hang on to your chair if you need to, and you can shake out one leg. Getting all those energy channels worked at. Getting all the blockages out. Okay, beautiful. And then you can come back. And we're just going to bring the hands, start swinging the upper body a bit. Moving the, ooh, I got a crack with that one. Tapping the belly and the back with the hand. Breathing. slowly, once again, come back to stillness, but this time bring the hands out in front of you. See if you can feel that energy that you've just created in your body. So when you draw your hands apart, the energy might grow with it, and you bring them together, and it becomes more condensed. So we can bring them out and back in, and really just feel that energy, that movement of energy. This is your life energy. And then finally, we're going to take the hands down to the lower belly, one hand on top of the other, and bring that energy into the body. In Qigong, this is the dantian. This is where the main energy center of the body. And close your eyes and take a couple breaths here, and just allow the energy to settle in your body. Beautiful. Nice work. Okay. Let's do some balancing. So we're going to just, having your chair close by, we're going to come up on our toes and back down. And up on the toes, whoops, and then down, and toes, and down. Now this time we're going to bring the arms up, or one arm up, and down, and another arm up, and down. You're going to do it, and then all the way up with one arm, and then down to the shoulders and all the way down. And then all the way up with the other arm, and down to the shoulders and all the way down. Okay, let's do that one more time on each side. All the way up with one arm, and then down. Nice work. And then all the way up with the other arm, and then down. All right, now both arms all the way up. You guys have great balance this morning. Holy. And let's do one more time. Okay, and then down. Oh, man. Okay, let's shake the arms. I'm trying to think of some story to tell you about my granddaughter from yesterday, and can't really think of too much except that she didn't want to. We were going to the farm to get pears. She decided she didn't want to go. And I said, no, I think you'll have a good time. She goes, no, I'm not going. And I said, well, your grandfather has to work. You have to come with me. So reluctantly, she walked to the car and got in. We went out to the farm, and she loved it. There was geese, there was chickens, there was feathers to pick up, there was little tomatoes to try and little apples to try and stuff. So she ended up having a really good time. And she told her mom about it when her mom came to pick her up. Just trying to get her to do things is always a challenge, but she did it. So that was my adventures with Ollie yesterday. Okay, let's do something with holding on to the chair and with one leg. Let's just see if we can circle that outer leg a bit. So we're getting into the hip again here. Right? Got enough room to do it without kicking our camera person back there. And then we're going to turn it in the other direction. Nice. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then we're going to pause. Ooh. Check that out. And then move to the other side. And do the other leg. Getting into the hips today. Okay, and then switching directions. Oh yeah, that hurts. Okay, doesn't hurt, it just feels it. Okay, let's pause. Let's give those hips a little bit of a shake out. And then just pause for a moment. Close your eyes, check in. See how the body feels. We've worked the toes, the feet, the hips. The only thing we haven't done is worked the knees as much as we might. So we'll work into the knees next. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so let's come into our standing warrior, our warrior one. So this is where we have one foot in front of the other, And we want to make sure that our feet are still hip width apart. So we start hip width apart, we step 1 foot forward, and we still have that stance. Because if we've got too narrow of a stance, that's going to make it hard for us to balance. So we want to have that nice balance. So one thing I forgot to mention when we were doing the arms, one side at a time, we were moving into working both sides of the brain and allowing the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere of the brain to start connecting with each other. When we work opposite arm to opposite leg, opposite hand to opposite foot, we're working the brain as well. So this one does that more, I guess. So what we're going to do is, as we inhale, the arm is going to come up and the front knee bends. Yeah, that's it, opposite hand to leg. And then exhale back down. So we're inhaling up. And pressing down into the heel of that back foot can help you feel more stable. Okay. And let's do 2 more. Inhaling up, reaching. You could even look up if you like. And then exhaling down. And inhaling up. Now this time we're going to leave that arm there, and then we're going to bring the other one up to meet it. We're going to relax the shoulders down. We're going to look up towards the ceiling, and we're going to breathe. Let's take 2 more breaths. Nice work, everyone. Beautiful, and then we're going to take 1 more breath and exhale, bring the arms down, the front leg straightens, and then we're going to step the feet together and give the legs a bit of a shake. Nice. Okay. All right, let's do the other foot. So again, feet are hip width apart. Your stance can be as wide as what feels comfortable for you. It's got to feel comfortable. You want to feel balanced. Okay, once again, opposite arm to the knee. It's as if there's a string attached to the hand, and as we lift the hand up, that front knee bends. And then we exhale down, the leg straightens and the arm comes down. Inhaling up, nice, and exhaling down. Inhaling out, and exhaling down. Okay, this time let's bring that arm up, and then if you can, bring the other arm up to match. Press that heel of the back foot into the floor, relax the shoulders down, look up towards the ceiling, and 3 breaths here. And then 1 more breath, reaching up. And then as we exhale, the arms come down, the leg straightens. And we bring both feet together. Okay, let's give it a shake. Okay, nice work. Let's pause for a moment back in mountain, and then I'm going to do 1 more activity with our arms and shoulders. And just notice how you're feeling, how that movement in the knee, we brought the knees into that piece and stretched a bit in the front of the psoas muscles. Reach the arms up nice and long. Just notice how that feels in your body. Okay, beautiful. Okay, let's bring our arms out in front, and we're just going to bring those hands in towards the shoulders and back out. Into the shoulders and back out. Breathing. All right, beautiful. Okay, now we're going to take the elbows out to the side. We're going to do some more shoulder stuff here. We're going to bring the shoulders up and around. And then we're going to reverse and bring them around, up and around the other direction. Beautiful. And now we're going to take the arms and we're going to bring them into a big movement, like we're swimming, backstroke. Oi! You can feel that. More crunching now than ever. All right, and then we're going to turn them in the other direction. So we're going to bring them forward now. How many people here swim? Does anybody swim still? Yeah? Nice. Yeah. I love it. I was part of the seniors group last year at the swim at the pool, and the young fellow that was working with us taught us how to reach and turn. Reach and turn. Feels really good in the body. Okay, let's bring those arms to stillness. Let's give them a shake. Shake out the feet. And let's come into mountain one more time before we sit down. Feet pressed into the floor, feeling those 3 points. Knees are relaxed a bit. We're looking for that alignment of shoulders over hips, hips over ankles, ears over shoulders. That string on the crown of the head reaching you upright. Taking a few breaths here, really feeling the groundedness of this mountain pose. And just notice maybe how you feel different now in mountain pose than you did when we first stood up and did mountain pose. Just noticing. Okay, beautiful. All right, let's come back down to our chairs. Okay, so we come back down into our seated mountain now. Feet pressed into the floor, shoulders down and relaxed. The shoulders over the hips, the ears over the shoulders, and that string on the crown of the head. Let's take 3 breaths here. Okay, I think we deserve a little bit of a massage today. I got to remember I have this mic here so I don't bang it. But let's start with rubbing our hands together. Self-massage is something that you can do anytime. It feels really good to bring some circulation and blood flow into the body through massage. So first of all, we're going to build up the heat, and then we're going to place those hands over top of our eyes. And we're going to feel the warmth of the hands, relaxing the eyes. Take a breath in and out. Beautiful. And then we're just going to start by massaging into the hairline, on the temple area. Down into the jaw. You can come up and do some work around the ears. Remembering those ears are like our feet. We can, if you've done reflexology, the ears also are places where you can work on certain parts of the body, the meridians. And then we can come down back to the back of our neck. And those dips at the side of the neck, at the base of the skull. And then down the spine. Spend a bit of time on this tight area at the base of where the shoulders and the neck join. The trapezius muscles. And then we can come over to the trapezius, do a bit of massage on one side, and we'll work our way down that side. And come under the armpit into the lymph nodes. And then coming down the arm. Working on that bicep muscle. And always circling around the elbow. And then coming down the lower arm, we can do little twists down the arm to the wrist. And then we can come down the channels of the hand. And you can even pinch off that webbing in between the fingers and the thumb and the finger. And then we roll each finger. You can pinch off the end of the fingers, bringing the energy out. And the thumb. And then we finish with that circular motion in the palm of the hand. Take a breath in and out and just relax the hands down to the lap, to the legs for a moment. Just notice the sensations in that side of the body that we've worked already. Wonderful. Okay, we can start to work that trapezius on the other side. Around the shoulder and down into the lymph nodes underneath in the armpit and around the upper chest. And then we can go down that bicep muscle. Around the elbow. Lower arm, down to the wrist, down the channels of the, in between the fingers, pinching off the webbing in between the fingers, and then rolling each finger. And then that circling in the palm of the hand. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. And then resting the hands down on the legs. Allowing yourself now to settle back into the chair, because we're just going to do a couple of minutes of relaxation and a breathing practice, perhaps if we have time at the end. So this is the time, this is what we would call Shavasana, or rest pose, corpse pose or rest pose in yoga, where we come to the end of the practice and we just allow the body to completely relax so that we can integrate all those practices and poses and movements that we've done up until this time. So we're just settling in and letting the body relax. You can start by noticing the breath, We can do a quick scan from the crown of the head. Next week we'll spend more time on the relaxation piece. But we're just going to scan down from the crown of the head down through the head and past the eyes and the jaw, down through the neck and the shoulders, down the arms to the hands, down the torso, front and back, all the way down to the hips and the pelvis, down the legs, the upper legs, down through the knees, to the lower leg and ankles and feet and toes. Just allowing everything to relax and let go for this 2-minute relaxation. Put my timer on. Very slowly and gently allow your attention to come back to the breath and back to the body. You can begin to waken the body by wiggling the fingers and the toes. And then moving in whatever way would feel right for you. Maybe a bit of a stretch. And then as you're ready, you can bring your hands up to your heart. And take a moment here to appreciate yourself for coming into this practice today, for coming into this community of practice. And an invitation to bring your hands together, fingertips to the forehead, and take a bow to yourself. Thank yourself for coming here, bringing you to this practice, doing these movements to improve your health and well-being. And then we can come up and we can take a bow to each other in the room with us. And finally, namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Thanks for joining me. Thanks. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.